Today, I'm going to be talking about the double blip. The double blip is a basic technique that is essential for learning the more advanced techniques. It can be learned on any small obstacle that is not undercut. It is called a double blip because you are giving it two bursts of throttle. One light one just to lift the front tire up and into the obstacle, and then the second one much stronger to drive the rear tire into the bottom, which will then rebound up to the top. Sure, you could just wheelie straight into this and use all kinds of speed to get over it, or even slam the front tire into the bottom, wheelie off of that, but a double blip will give you the most controlled, consistent, and smooth forward momentum to clear the obstacle with the most control. You don't need much speed for this, so start out in first gear going pretty slow. It's all about timing and technique, it's not about speed. You want to start your wheelie about as tall as the obstacle is, that's about where you want to start your wheelie. And you want to aim for somewhere near the top to hit your front tire. So you're just pulling a small wheelie. Since this is nice and round, I've got about 6 inches to work with. I don't want to hit the front tire on top. I don't want to hit it too low. If it's square, it's a little more technical on where you need to hit the front tire, but this one gives me a lot of room to work with. It's the best way to learn how to do this. So once the front tire hits, the forks will compress, but you don't need them to compress so much like a jap zap where you're trying to get all kinds of lift. You just let the front tire hit. When it rebounds, you give it another burst of throttle. It happens pretty quick. You're just bringing the front tire up and then another quick burst of throttle to try to roll the rear tire and slam into the base of the obstacle. You don't need any lift. You can just drive it straight in. When the rear tire hits, the suspension will rebound and the bike will bounce up to the top. Be sure to bend your knees when the rear tire hits, let off the throttle, pull the clutch in, and get on the brakes on top to control your speed on the way down. If it's slippery on top and you find yourself spinning when the rear tire lands, try to slip the clutch and keep your weight further back to maintain traction. You don't need the clutch for this on smaller obstacles, and you don't need it for this obstacle either, but this is a good size. Once you're comfortable doing it on something smaller and you're ready for something this size, it's a good one to learn how to bring the clutch into it to get more power out of the bike and more lift to the top of the obstacle. So to do that, it's very similar. Just once the front tire hits, you're going to pull the clutch in just for a split second, build the RPMs up a little bit extra, let it rev out for that second blip, and it'll give you more power into the base of it, more rebound to the top of it. The two blips will be a little bit less pronounced this way, since you're pretty much just pulling up for the wheelie, and instead of letting off and getting on the throttle again, you're pulling the clutch in to build more power and making the second blip out of the clutch. This is also a good time to try using second gear. Not that you need it for this obstacle, but it's good to know what both gears do. Get comfortable using both on the same obstacle, and as things get bigger, you will need second gear, so it's important to get comfortable with it on a smaller obstacle so you're ready for it when you try it on a bigger one.